in China and make the cars there. Okay. All right. But you know what? Why are they wrong? Because now we're doing that also, okay? Build your factories here if you want to sell cars in the United States. We're going to build them in Michigan, right? Michigan. And Ohio and Pennsylvania. You see what's happening. You see what's happening. We're really coming back. And by the way, ahead of schedule. You know, I've only been here for 15 months. We have a lot of things happening. There has been, and I don't say this hopefully in a braggadocious, I say it as a fact. There has been, even some of these people back there agree with this one. Although they try like hell, right? They try. But nobody in the first year of office has done what we've done. It's not me, it's we. You look at what we've done, nobody's done what we've done. And in fact, you know, just in coming over, your great congressmen are in the back of the car. Do you know what the Sulaks are? Sulaks? Well, the Sulaks are going to hell. You know that, right? And we're going to get them fixed up. We're going to get them fixed up. And for the farmers, okay, it's going to get good. And we're going to let your guest workers come in because we're going to have strong borders, but we have to have your workers come in. You know, the unemployment picture is so good, it's so strong, that we have to let people come in. They're going to be guest workers. They're going to come in. They're going to work on your farms. We're going to have the H-2Bs come in. We're going to have a lot of things happening, but then they have to go out. Then they have to go out. But we're going to let them in because you need them. You need them. In Wisconsin, I was very instrumental in getting Foxconn to come. A friend of mine, great guy, fantastic. They make a lot of the Apple iPhones and they make almost all of them. I mean, they are an incredible, really an incredible company. They're building a fantastic plant, and it's under construction now. And they're going out and they're recruiting and they're getting people and they're doing it professionally. But we need people to be able to come into our country, do your jobs, help you on the farms, and then they go out. They're going to leave. Guest workers. We're going to take care of that. Guest workers. Don't we agree? We have to have them. We have to have them. After years of rebuilding other countries, we're finally going to rebuild our country. Okay? It's about time. Think of it. Think of it. I've been saying it, but the number goes up and up and up. Remember this. We have spent $7 trillion with a T, $1 trillion in the Middle East. You know what we have for it? Nothing. 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 Now we've really wiped out ISIS. There's no military like we have.
Yeah.
And now I've asked some of the richest countries in the world, sorry folks, you got to pay for this. You know, we're tired. We don't want to pay. And we'll work with them and we'll stop the trip to the Mediterranean for the enemies. We'll do lots of things. But we got to come home. We're going to let people there. We're going to have those people pay. They got to pay. They got so much money, they don't know what to do with it. They're rolling in money. And nobody, I've been asking them, by the way. I've been asking. I'll give you a little story. I gave it the other day, but nobody reports it. So, you know I said we're going to move the embassy to Jerusalem. Right? So a month ago, they come into my office with an order. Sir, I have an order. What's the order? Sir, we're going to build the embassy. I said, where? In Jerusalem, sir. Okay, good. How much? Sir, $1 billion. I said, whoa, whoa. And I had the thing half signed. You got to see this. It's signed Donald. And then it stopped, and then I put a big X over the Donald. $1 billion, sir. I said, wait a minute. We're going to spend $1 billion building essentially a one-story building. We're going to spend $1 billion. So I called my guy, the ambassador to Israel. His name David Friedman. you know him. He was one of the biggest, smartest lawyers, a deal lawyer, one of the biggest in New York, represented me over the years. He's just an incredible lawyer. And he loves Israel. He loves our country. But he does. He loves Israel. He's very proud of Israel. Very important to him. And I said, you know, David, let's see if you can make peace. But part of it is, let's see about this. So I called him. I said, David, I'm not spending $1 billion on an embassy. He said, no, sir, you don't have to. I said, what do you mean? I think I can do it for $150,000. I said, $150,000?
That's a good...
he said, yeah, we have a great site. They were going to buy a site. We have a great site, the best site. It's got a building on it. And I can take a corner of that building, and I can spend $150,000, sir, and I can build a beautiful embassy, and we can have it open, sir, in 3 months.
There we go.
Big difference. So we went from $1 billion to $150,000. And I took the liberty of saying, David, if you spend a little more than $150,000, that's okay. So we save a bit. Now, it's temporary, and but it's fine. It's nice, and we get it open. At $1 billion, most of us, except all of these really beautiful young ones up here, we won't even be around to see it. Here we get it open immediately, and it's opening in like a month. You've been reading about it.
Nice.
But it's not that. Look, it's opening in a month. Now, as you know, in the UK, in London, we had the best site in all of London. The best site. Well, some genius said, we're going to sell the site, and then we're going to take the money and build a new embassy. That sounds good, right? But you have to have money left over if you do that, right? So they sold the site for I think, and I'll check the numbers because they'll say, oh, he misrepresented it, but these numbers are close enough. They sold the site for $250 million. They think they're geniuses. They go out and they buy a horrible location, and they build a new embassy. That's the good news. The bad news, the embassy cost over $1 billion. So now what do we have? We have an embassy in a lousy location. And I was supposed to cut the ribbon. I didn't do the deal. It was started by Bush and Obama. It was a Bush-Obama special. But it could have been stopped by Obama. It would have been stopped by me. So so I said, what kind of a deal is that? You sold this great site. It's the best site in London. Literally, the best site. They were so happy they got $250 million or whatever. But they spent all of that money plus a lot more to build a new embassy in a lousy location. So, I don't know, folks. We need a whole new thinking here. We need a whole new thinking. We need a whole new thinking. We're going to finally put America first, okay? Since the election, we've created more than 3 million jobs, including 300,000 new jobs in manufacturing. We love manufacturing. By the way, they wanted me to cut the ribbon on the new embassy, and I was all set. And then in the end, I said, I'm not going. I don't want to cut. I said, I'm not cutting that ribbon. I said, I'm not going. All right. Hey, hopefully we'll have many years of success with that embassy. In our country, jobs are booming and confidence is soaring. We're at the top of the charts. And they're talking about us all over the world. They're talking about this incredible success. And believe me, if I didn't get elected, if the opposition party, which I call the obstructionist party, they're obstructionists. That's all they're good at. If they got elected, they wouldn't have cut regulations, they wouldn't have cut taxes. You would have been down to a GDP that would have been negative. You would have had a negative GDP. And wait till you see over the coming quarters how good it's going to be. And you see what's happening. Our companies are ready to soar. They're ready to soar. for the first time are rising at the fastest pace in many, many years. 18, 19, 20 years. And I tell you, I always would go around and I'd say to you strongly, people have jobs. They made more money 21 years ago than they make today. And in some cases, they have 2 and 3 jobs. Terrible. African American unemployment has reached the lowest level in history. Hispanic unemployment. Any Hispanics in the room? Hispanic? Not somebody, that's all. And by the way, in all fairness, Kanye West gets it. And he saw that. When he sees that African American unemployment is the lowest in history, you know, people are watching. That's a very important thing he's done for his legacy. It's a very important thing. But Hispanic unemployment, lowest level in history. Women, female unemployment, lowest level in 18 years. And wages are going up for the first time in many, many years. That's great. As a result of our massive tax cuts, which, by the way, Debbie Stabenow voted against. And if they get in, if the Democrats get in, they're going to take the tax cuts away and they're going to raise your taxes to a much higher level than you ever thought possible. That's what they want to do, so they can give the money away. Millions of Americans are receiving large bonuses and bigger paychecks than they've ever received because they have so much money that they didn't even know they were making. You see what's happened as of February 1st. And right after the cuts, the corporations gave massive bonuses, and they continue. Here in Michigan, Chrysler handed out $2,000 bonuses to 60,000 workers and announced plans for a $1 billion investment in Warren, creating a minimum of 2,500 jobs. They're now leaving other countries and they're coming back to Michigan. Remember I told you that 5 or 6 years ago. They're now coming back. And they're going to come back a lot faster than you've seen. And you know what's even more important? They're not leaving. Because we don't give them the incentive to leave anymore. They used to give them incentive to leave. We're not giving them incentive. No, we're giving them incentive to stay and to pay our people. To protect our families, we must secure our borders. And the good thing about the caravan, people are watching. People are watching. You watch how horrible. They're coming in from Honduras. They're coming in from other places. They're taking this long trek up Mexico. We want Mexico to help us, and we have to demand it, but Mexico's going to help us. But there's still hundreds of people that out of maybe 2,000, there's still hundreds of people. And our laws are so corrupt and so stupid. I call them the dumbest immigration laws anywhere on earth. If a person puts their foot over the line, we have to take them into our country. We have to register them. We then have to ask them a couple of questions. Lawyers are telling them what to say, how unsafe they are. And once they say that, we have to let them go to come back to court in like a year. Only one problem. They don't come back. Okay, that's the end. Welcome to the United States. This is the law. And we have at the border the greatest people. The Border Patrol, the ICE agents. These are great people. These are great people. And the laws are so corrupt. They're so corrupt. And you know, one of the reasons they do is because the Democrats actually feel, and they're probably right, that all of these people that are pouring across are going to vote for Democrats. They're not going to vote for Republicans. They're going to vote no matter what we do. They're going to vote. So there is a theory that they do it for that. They do it for a lot of reasons. A lot of times they don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know why they're doing it. But we have to have borders, and we have to have them fast. And we need security. We need the wall. We're going to have it all. And again, that wall has started. We got 1.6 billion. We come up again on September 28th. And if we don't get border security, we'll have no choice. We'll close down the country.
Yeah!
So we don't have a wall, but a big portion is being built. A lot of it is being fixed. We have wall that wasn't wall. We have wall with big holes in it that's old. And a lot of it is being fixed right now. And we're putting up brand new gorgeous stuff.